Good morning. It's time for Thousand Oaks Day 2 Part 1. This is Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity, and we are back at it today in Thousand Oaks. Yesterday we completed a succulent tapestry area. Today we finished staging boulders, and now we're beginning to stage some of the larger plants in the 3,000 square foot area that was once their lawn. So come on with me and I'll show you. Watch your step there, Greg. What we've got going so far. Okay, over here is a picture window. Inside that window is the main entertaining area in the house. So I wanted to stage rather densely throughout this space. So my larger 15-gallon specimens are going to be staged here. Obviously, we still have a long way to go, but this gives you a sense of the bones. I've got probably 400 plants to sync. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 staged, and the homeowner came out and said, I love it already. We could just leave it like this and I'd be happy. So you always know you're off to a good start when after just putting out a few plants, your client is 2 thumbs up already. So this is exciting. Now, I want to show you right here. This is a shark skin agave, and you will notice there's some pups. I am not a big fan of pups. I like these plants to be specimens. So when we pop this bad boy out of the can, I'm going to remove the pups for propagation. Over here, we have a gorgeous variegated agave. And you will notice also pups all around the base. Those are going to come off and be propagated as well. Back here, we have a Dazzlerian. Take note, if you will, of the view. We've had some wildfires in Santa Barbara, so it's a little hazy, but this is absolutely spectacular. I didn't want to impose or impinge on the view, so I'm doing low profile all the way through this space. When we make it down into the slope, that's where I will put my Palo Verde Desert Museum trees, with the idea being that the canopies won't extend beyond that tree line right over there. So here will be all low profile. Our Dazzlerian right here will eventually in time grow a bit of a trunk. We're going to be uplighting some of these magnificent plants as well before we lay down the ground cover rock. All right, I'm going to take the camera. Thank you, Greg. Here's my fantastic crew finishing up our flagstone walk path and patio. Say hi, Rodrigo. Okay. You remember we were working on this tapestry yesterday too, and it's done. Well, I mean, the plants are in. It's not done. We still have to do all of the rocking. But this took me and 2 design assistants 10 hours. And it's about close to 300 plants in here. Isn't this adorable? Look at this little agave. It was so perfect in that little terracotta pot. I left it, I tipped the pot, and then what's in that pot is white creva. And I may put some little, like 3/8 lava rock in there too, to kind of accentuate. Sorry about my shadow. It's not too hot here in Thousand Oaks yet, probably about 80. I did go ahead and add creva too. This is a real focal area in this part of the installation. So I ran the creva, and then I did some sea glass, sprinkled sea glass on top. And then we took our Wet Look 2000 lacquer and sprayed it. So now what we have here is sticky. It's very, very sticky. This is not going to blow away. Water, however, will permeate through it, so that's good, but no weeds will pop through because of the lacquer bond. Right. Moving on down. I want to show you, oh my goodness, look at all these plants we still have to work with. Now these baby plants from Oasis, these 1-gallon succulents, most of these are going to be a little tender. You know, these little mixed graptos and sedums might be a little tender to suit really, really hot sun, but the rest of these plants are going to love it. Bring it on. All of these plants will be used to create little vignettes around the boulders in the garden area. And then over here, water-wise, made only one mistake in my delivery. I specified I wanted Turicali or sticks on fire, and instead I got the green pencil cactus. I do not like these plants. I like sticks on fire, these plants. So we went yesterday to the local Home Depot and we picked up the biggest ones we could find. Now these, you know, they're not big. They're in 10-inch cans. But what I'm going to do is I wanted, you know, 3 presentations of sticks on fire in this garden. So I'll take 3 of these and plant them together in one unit. It's kind of a way to cheat if you're working with less than 15 or 24-inch box specimens. Oh my goodness. But this is what we have to work with. These wonderful burgundy aeoniums, these are not Zwartkopf. Sometimes these are called Merlot. It just kind of depends on the nursery as to what they call them. But I have learned that these stay really open and don't get scrubby in the summertime. They do dormancy very, very well. So in lieu of Zwartkopf, which I love, but has a tendency to look pretty poor in the summer, I chose these Merlots instead. And then here are a few more of my 15-gallon specimens, my bigger plants. And you know me and my barrels. My wonderful barrel cactus. And the Aluaudia procera, you've heard me talk about that a lot. This is an endangered plant. So if you don't have one in your garden and you're in a temperate climate where you don't get a hard freeze, make sure to plant one. Okay. And here's that slope again. This will be phase 2. We're going to take out all of this red apple. We're going to pop in some Desert Museum Palo Verdes, some big boulders, and then we're going to choose probably 5 succulent specimens and repeat, 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 repeat. It's going to look really, really tight. This was all filled with Pittosporum that had been, you know, they looked like spaceships. They had been bobbled and topped and cut and clipped. So we had all those removed. And we're going to do a dry stream bed through here. There's a lot of natural rock in this slope already. So we're going to work with that. We're going to pull in a dry stream bed all the way through here. Not today, for God's sake. This will be another day, maybe part of phase 2 or even phase 3. But here you got the perspective from the front. So the dry stream bed all the way through here, down, probably ending around that oak right there. And then up here on the slope, challenge. Not sure. It's pretty much solid rock. So, you know, maybe I can get something tough to stay in there. Maybe I can take a jackhammer. Well, I mean, not me personally, but somebody else, somebody not me, can take a jackhammer and we can get maybe some attenuatas, maybe some blue flames in here. Maybe some tough aloes can go in here. But we want to see how much of this natural rock we can expose. And then over here we have our entry pads. And we got the rock staged. So I'll be planting, you know, some 5-gallon, kind of like a 5-gallon tapestry on either side of the drive. Here's the other side in front of the wall. So this will be Hopefully there's no car coming because I'm just walking backwards across the street. But I wanted you to see, kind of get a sense of this. Also, you know, there were really ugly shrubs here before we got here. We had them all pulled out. You know you're on the right landscape track when after you pull plants out, it already looks better. And that's kind of the situation that we had. And you can see from this perspective, from the street, that the slope is, it's pretty visible. This is not something that is hidden or not exposed, and we really do need to spend some time on it. It's a very, very focal part of this property, and the house up there. So that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. I will get back with you again live later after we've got all of the plants staged. Preferably, hopefully before we do the actual installation. If not after, but I'll be with you again today, so stay tuned. Have a wonderful day in the garden and get out there and plant something. This has been Laura, Design for Serenity. Talk to you later.